Hello, bestie. Welcome back to Living with Ease with Callie.
And Celia.
This is actually a monumental episode because this is going to be the last episode ever called Living with Ease, because next week
We'll say welcome back to blank.
Yeah. As we did our photo shoot last weekend, and it's going to be like a very rushed rebrand, but we're going to make it happen.
I'm so excited for you to see.
So it's just going to feel, it's like a fresh new start.
Yeah. No,
So
I'm so excited.
anyway, we didn't know what to talk about today, so someone put in a recommendation that we do like an advice column, which I think is so fun. Actually, I don't remember what it was called. It was like Ask Amy or Ask Judy or something.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what was the format though?
It was like people would send her in questions for advice and she would answer them, but it was like ask something.
But where did you see it?
In the newspaper.
I feel like this sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even just saying that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It was like a big thing. I just can't remember
What it was called.
But anyway, like it's giving that and I'm so excited. So we're going to do an advice column today. But first, we will start with updates.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Sure. My updates. The past 2 weeks, if I've seemed a bit off and been even a bit more away from social media, I am just having probably the worst 2 weeks of my year. Not going to get into it, and I never will get into it, but just know I'm trying my best to be here for you right now. And it's been a weird few weeks, but I'm doing my best. So it feels so weird to, but that's my update, my major one. My second one is that I am going home on Friday, so we're batching 2 episodes this week, which with the timing of everything, I'm actually so excited to go home. And it will be Ducky's first flight, and the messy woman will be here with Celia, which is really nice because like before when I would leave, like they had a kitty sitter who I trusted, but it's so different having you here.
I know. I'm excited to be with the messy one, but I'm really going to be missing you.
I know. I'm going to miss you.
Feels roles reversed.
I know.
It's not fun to be the one left behind.
It really sucks being the one left behind.
And especially like this weekend, it's going to be like, I'm so happy for you, but I'm like, it's going to be so nice.
Know.
And I'll be alone.
I have this weird thing when I go home. Like I love being home, but I don't know if anyone can relate, but I always like reflect too much about my life. Like if I'm sad about anything or feeling uncomfortable about anything, then like it's all I think about because I'm at home and I have nothing to do, because like we grew up in a very small town too. Like there's not a lot to do. So I'm so excited to go home, but I know with the current state of events, I hope I'm just like chilling and not.
Hopefully it'll just be like a nice breather and like you'll have so much fun with your
I need a
family,
breather,
obviously.
so I think it will be good.
Yeah.
But
and you're having fun. You're seeing Alex in Boston.
Yeah, I'm seeing my best friend Alex in Boston. I'm getting there a day early just so we can hang out. Alex, if you're listening, I can't wait to see you.
I'm so jealous you're going to Lolita if you do.
We're not going to Lolita, but we're going somewhere in Seaport. That's a really epic Mexican restaurant that's new. We've never been to.
What's it called?
With a T?
Remember. It begins with a T?
I have no idea.
Okay. Either way, that will be very fun.
Yeah, it'll be really, and I'm just so excited to go home and like hang out with my parents and not worry about life.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm happy for you, but I will miss you.
Yeah.
But it'll be great. And then we'll have a fun update when you're back.
Surfer Boy update. Ugh. He's just disappointing me, per usual. I mean,
yeah.
I'm starting to realize it was never about Surfer Boy.
Never.
Like, never. And I do still want to hang out, and I do still fear we may fall in love. So, like, I don't want to, like, say this just too much, but
yeah.
It's just, like, I mean, how long have we been talking about him now? And, like, nothing's happened.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's been away, but, like, also, I don't know. I think I just fantasize too much, and I don't even know him. I literally do not know him.
We both are, like, we fall victim to this far too often.
So far too often. But I have no idea. Like, I know nothing about this man, but I've made him in my head, like, out to be this, like, sweet, caring, perfect guy who's going to be, like, the best dad and husband.
Yeah.
I know literally nothing about him. Look, we may work out, me and him. But I need to relax because I know nothing about him.
Yeah.
So.
No update there, really. Just not feeling, like, the need.
Yeah. Oh, and my last update, I'm officially doing a La Cabana bestie meetup in September. I'm gonna like figure out the logistics, but it started out on my page as a joke, And then it became like more and more real when like
I've never been
everyone
more
was saying
excited
they
for an
wanted to
event
go, so,
than your Lockabanya
yeah.
event.
I'm gonna figure out how to rent out the restaurant, and I think I'm gonna try to do like an open bar, and then like chips and guac and salsa going around. I think that makes sense, because like I feel like I don't know how to like provide platters for everyone. I feel like that's just like getting a little too.
They just like, it's a very traditional Mexican restaurant, and it's not like a place where
it
you
wouldn't
go
be a
in
place
and
where
try
you
to
do
like
bites.
yeah, you don't like try to do something that they don't already
and
do.
I
Like,
wouldn't
that would just
want
be rude.
to ever do
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, which huge news that just happened at Lockabanya.
No, the best news ever. They brought
We
us
just
a
came from
free
there, by the way.
shot. They brought us a free shot. And
He actually at first told us, sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
He was like, so first off, like every time we go in there now, they know our order, which is just the best feeling ever.
So sweet.
But then tonight he was like, "They're girls, $5 special Patron shot." And we're like, oh, like obviously we're not gonna get a shot.
Yeah.
And then he brought it over for us.
It was so sweet.
And this was the guy that was hard to warm up to.
Yeah,
at first.
he was like
he was the hardest to win over.
He was the last guy we won over, and I felt so bad because like I have never taken a shot in my life, and Celia's been embarrassing me about this. Like I'm actually cringing about it right now.
Do not need to cringe.
Well,
about
you
it.
made me feel humiliated.
It was supposed to be funny.
It wasn't.
It simply was supposed to be funny. I was like, well
Let
last time
me
they give us
let me
shots.
tell the story. No,
Just 'cause
you
it was
went-
funny.
You went so much deeper than that, actually. But
What did I say?
I'll get into the whole story.
Okay.
So basically, what happened is they brought the shots, and Celia can take a shot, but she has work tomorrow, so she couldn't. So, and I have never taken a shot in my life. It goes back to this time, like when I couldn't take medicine when I was little. It's just like I have a bad gag reflex. And so Celia poured most of her shot into mine, and then I had my shot. And so I had to ask for more limes, and then you said that he's never going to offer us a shot again.
As a joke.
Well,
If you try to deny that right now, it's just not true. I simply said as a joke. I said he's never going to offer us shots again.
Well, I feel humiliated.
It was like purely funny. It was hilarious. It was like, oh, he gives us a shot and then we take hours to
I'm
finish
so
it. Like normal
embarrassed.
people that are capable of taking shots would just go, cheers, thanks, and
Yeah,
take it. But
well,
like we just looked so
You
funny.
told me I made it a really big thing.
Again, as a joke.
Well,
like it
I'm
was just
hu-
hilarious.
I'm
Imagine he gives us something and then you're like, oh, can I have some more limes twice?
Yeah,
And then
I'm
you
really
take it
embarrassed.
out.
I'm gonna be thinking about it for the next few weeks.
Bro, it was hilarious. He was laughing.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. I promise you
I'm like
it was
actually
funny.
so embarrassed it hurts.
Please don't be embarrassed. This was a freaking iconic thing that happened.
Okay, I'm just so
I
embarrassed.
Like
I just would
it was
never want to,
simply- I
like-
would never say something to embarrass. Like it was a joke.
I would never want them to think like, oh my god, like I'm ungrateful.
That's the last thing that they would think. You actually took the time to finish the shot.
Yeah,
So that just shows
I
how
tried
grateful
the
you are.
best I could, but I feel humiliated.
Okay, this is like really not that deep. It was
I
just
want
a
to do
funny
the
thing.
whole podcast episode on how bad I feel.
Okay, I'll go into my update now.
Yeah.
On that note, are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling as good as I can.
Okay. This is like so dramatic. It was actually just so kind.
Yeah,
and
no, it was funny. It's just I
it
felt
was
embarrassed.
funny at the time. Like
I
from an
felt
outside
embarrassed
perspective.
when we left.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
feel
just
embarrassed
hilarious.
now.
Okay, yeah, I can't discuss this any further. It was effing
Okay,
hilarious.
go on with your updates.
Okay. Anyway, my updates. Thank you for tagging me on Jack Uno's posts, if you will. That actually made my entire day. Unfortunately, there is no further update. There was no
Yet.
message.
Yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, like, obviously, especially after the stunt I pulled of having people tag, but I just, like, am so obsessed with you for actually tagging him. And if you
Yeah.
haven't yet, just keep it going. We got to make
Keep
it happen.
it going.
I don't know if someone tagged me a bunch, if I would message them, if that's, like, their first instinct. But a lot of people...
It's so hard because we talked to guys about it, and like every guy we spoke to was like, "Don't message him."
Yeah.
But like, part of me feels like you should.
Yeah, but everyone said don't message him. Like, that
Two
looks like too
guys.
much.
We spoke
Yeah.
to 2 men.
Yeah. I guess I could keep asking people. Let me know what you think, honestly. I mean...
Just because you're right, like if
Whatever.
I kept getting tagged in someone's post, I'm not sure my immediate reaction
Would
would
be to
to
message. But I did love when some of you were like, DM at Silly Babe. I thought that one was great.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't realize at first that people had done it. And then I went and looked and there were so many. And I actually
Yeah.
I was just like smiling ear to ear reading them. So thank you. You made my week.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't yet, you know what to do. It's a bit much. It is
I
a
don't
bit much.
think
At this point, I just
don't
think I need to make it
it's
like a
bit
running
much.
joke.
It's funny.
I mean, he's a funny guy. I feel like he should be able to take a joke.
Of course.
Anyway, no update with him, but great update with you. So I guess that's my whole update. I'm like kind of not looking forward to the next week because I'm going to miss the crap out of you.
I know. I'm sorry.
But aside from that, yeah, all is well.
Oh, and also we're so sorry we forgot to do bestie advice last week.
Confession, you mean?
I mean, confession, like I
It's
said.
like the shots getting to you.
Yeah, I had 2 shots and 2.5 margaritas unexpectedly. And
This is like our new tradition where we go to La Cabana. Kelly's like, can we just go before we film for one drink? No, I'm kidding. Today I suggested it.
yeah, and I'm depressed.
Yeah, no, we've been trying to do
I'm
some
actually
La
like
Cabana
severely
cheer-ups.
like I could start just crying right now, but I won't.
Do you want to?
No, but I feel the tears welling, but I can't discuss it, so I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love you. And we'll move on.
So
So, time to get to
okay.
the advice column.
yeah, time to get to the oh my god, I could just start crying. Okay. Advice on how to protect your peace. I have been like figuring out this, I feel like the past few years over and over. It's like really hard, and this is something I still struggle with. I feel like I don't know if I ever will be completely just like so good at this, but I think you just like to protect your peace, need to not let anything into your life that is like affecting your peace. Like if you, for example, I don't want to bring Surfer Boy into this, but I don't know him, so this is nothing personal against him, but like I lately have been feeling sad because I feel like I'm rejected by him even though nothing's happened. And like I'm now removing him from my life unless he reaches out and he's like but like seriously no, like
Protecting your peace would be to remove him from your life.
yeah, just be like anything that's not making you feel good,
Yeah.
remove it from your life. Like so long as like you, of course, like if it's like your job and you need your job, you can't just remove that from your life. But like anything, like anyone or anything, whether it's like negatively affecting you or giving you anxiety, like take a step back and look into your life of what's making you not feel good, and if you can remove it, remove it. And that's what I've been trying to do all year.
And if you can't remove it, just realize it won't be forever.
Yeah.
And like work towards removing it.
Yeah, I agree. School validates me, but I still feel so stupid. How do I stop feeling stupid all the time? I relate to this so much because especially like building a platform on law school and like everything, like that was my validating factor. And like I hate to say it, but being an attractive girl, not to call myself attractive, but actually I've been really I
was like, oh, she thinks she's attractive. She's been struggling with it.
no, I've been
Obviously,
really,
you're
I'm
gorgeous.
feeling like actually just the worst lately, but like objectively, like whatever. It's
a beautiful woman.
if you're a woman and you're smart, people will like tear you down and it sucks. And like whenever I meet anyone still to this day, I'm always like, oh, like I went to law school, but now I do this. Like I always have to preface that. And like, it's like, why can't I just say like what I do? I don't really have any advice on how to stop feeling so stupid because I feel stupid too, but just know that like you are, first of all, I read something once that made me feel better. Like I saw this on TikTok, but apparently people who are really smart, like really analyze their, intelligence and like really question it. So the fact that you're questioning your intelligence, like if you were like so unintelligent, I don't think you would even care. You know what I mean? And I think it's just like an anxiety thing, and there's so much more to you than your intelligence as well, but obviously it's a huge part of you. I don't know. I know how you feel. I don't really have any good advice other than I'm there with you and I feel stupid all the time.
Considering moving to the Bay Area from the Midwest for a job, but it's a big, scary move. We both have done lots of big, scary moves. I feel like life is so short. So if you feel like the job is really going to help your career or is something that you really want to do and you can afford to do the move, then you should just do it. I mean, we've both done that multiple times. So.
Yeah, I think like don't be scared to move, because I said for the longest time like hell no am I moving to LA, because first of all my family's from the Bay Area and they're like all very anti like Southern California, And also, like, I get so homesick, and I was like, I'll never move here. But then I got to the point where I hated New York and had nowhere to go, and I felt so stuck, and I came so close to just staying in New York and being like, fuck it, like, I'm not gonna leave because I don't know where else to go. And like, I say thank God every single day that I moved to LA, because if I hadn't, I don't even know where I would be. Like, I would be so miserable. And I was so scared when I moved to New York. I was sobbing. I was like, this is the wrong thing. And even when I moved here, like, the first, like, few months, I was like, what did I do?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I moved here. So, like, if you are thinking about doing it and you have an opportunity to let you move, I think, like, worst thing happens, you move back to the Midwest. But I think moving, like, far away can help you grow in such a way that, like, you don't even expect to grow.
Yeah, and it just gives you so much more life experience. Like, we talk about this all the time. We're so happy that we understand New York and LA and Boston. Like, just like later on in life, it's just really, it makes you more knowledgeable as a person.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
you meet different people and different perspectives. And I feel like someone told me before I moved to LA, if it's not working, give it a year.
Yeah.
Or if you want to give up, just give it one more year and then evaluate. And like, it's a year of your life experience. You might not be the happiest, but you're going to learn so many different things, and you could end up falling in love with the place or not, in which you move back. It's not like a failure. It's like more of a failure to never try and always wonder what if.
Yeah,
That's my opinion on it. Okay, this is kind of a hard one. I don't even know how to respond to it because I'm also dealing with this. How do I stop avoiding dating / make it fun? Going on Hinge feels like a chore.
I too feel like Hinge and Raya are a chore, and I don't want it to be that way, but I don't know. I think one thing that makes it feel like fun to me is it's something I do like every single night before I go to bed. I just like go and look through, and it's like my cozy thing before bed.
I've been doing that too.
Yeah. It's definitely like one thing if you're doing it like midday, like going through, but it's another thing if you have a comfy TV show on, you're just like, oh, like let me just look through my
and
dating
then
apps.
if you like match with people and then in the morning and you get a notification,
so
it's like the
fun.
best feeling. Also, another thing that makes it fun, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, but my friend at work has her notifications on, so it's like she's getting all these texts from men.
That's so fun.
Which I find so fun, but I just haven't gotten all the texts from men. Or like that's my issue. I match with people just because I want to have matches, and then if they message me, I'm just like not that interested, and then I never answer.
My problem is I don't match with anyone.
I know. So like we both have different, like we're both not that successful on them, but we're really trying to be.
Look, I've gotten so many messages from besties being like, I met my husband on Hinge.
I
met
know.
like
inspiring.
So like it's possible, and just like unfortunately, but fortunately, like dating apps are like how people are meeting their people now.
I know.
So it's just a new world. But
you started dating someone from a dating app?
I did. Tinder. Yeah, my
Tinder,
ex.
that's so wild.
Yeah, it was.
This was like way back when.
Sophomore year of college.
Just like so funny to think about.
I know. How to end a friendship when it's just not a vibe anymore. Please help. I don't know what to do. I think like every single person's been in this situation before, and not to go into specifics, but it's just like I was saying before, like when something is giving you anxiety or not making you feel good, you need to put yourself first and cut it out. Like no matter what the situation is, like you always come first. And I think like
when you know, you know.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
And it applies to friendships.
I had a friendship breakup pretty recently, and it made it easier because it was kind of like a big argument. But I think just like if a friendship's not working out, you need to be honest and just say like, you don't have to like make it anything personal about them. Just be like, I am in a place right now. I need to like take space for myself. But I think like cutting out anyone, whether it's a friend, a relationship, anything like that's not serving you, it's so important to cut out.
You're going to feel so much lighter, and just like it's going to take time. I've also had friendship breakups.
Yeah.
That like obviously it takes a lot of time to kind of get over what happens. I mean, it's literally like a breakup, but in the long run, if they're not serving you, then you're going to feel a lot better once you do it.
Yeah.
And like it's a gut feeling. It's just like a regular breakup.
Yeah. Do you have any advice on setting dating standards in your dating life? I wish I could say I did. I have standards in my head, But then I meet men and I'm like, well, I'll like, for example, surfer boy. I'm like, right now I want a man who bows down to me and worships me and makes me feel so secure and safe and comfortable. Yeah, I've been obsessing over this man who I liked him originally because I thought he would bow down to me. He's proving not to. But what I'd like to say my standards is like anyone who just like, look, if I was like a person who followed my own advice, I would say like anyone who makes you feel good and secure and like your person will never make you feel worried or uncomfortable. I think that's my biggest dating standard is just comfortability. And like any red flag that you see, like, and I need to listen to this episode, like, don't ignore it because...
And someone that makes you a better person. I think that's the biggest thing, too. They make you feel safe. They make you feel seen.
Yeah.
They make you feel like the only girl in the world, but also, like, they make you want to be a better person.
Yeah, I agree. Life advice for someone who just turned 18 and isn't pursuing school of any kind. I think that's totally okay. First of all, don't feel insecure in your decision because... Unfortunately, I feel like in this like day and age, college matters less and less and less and less because like
unless you're going to something super specialized.
Yeah, I feel like a college degree is like kind of equivalent to a high school degree now because everyone goes. Like if you don't have anything you plan to do like that needs a degree, I don't think there's a point in going to college. Like if you don't feel a desire to go. Because it's just a huge financial commitment. And I like there's so many, I mean, we could pull up a list, but there's such a huge list of people who didn't go to college who are so successful. Like you don't need to go, I mean, not to like toot my own horn, but I went all the way to law school and I'm not using any of that degree.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have something that you're shooting for that doesn't require college, then there is quite literally no point in getting into all that debt. If you do have a career that, again, needs a degree, then obviously, yes, you should go to college and it can be a great experience.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many things that you gain from college that aren't even in the courses, but at the same time, you can be so successful
without
if you're driven.
And I think you can get college experience without going to college, too. Yeah. Like, if you want 100%. The college experience, you can still, like, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Any last-minute words for stressed out besties taking the bar next week? I will just tell you right I will tell you right now, at this time last year, I think the bar, or 2 years ago now, that's so crazy. I think the bar for me was the 26th and the 27th. It's the 24th right now. So when you're listening to it, I think it will be bar day 1. But just like take this week for yourself. The week before, honestly, like 2 weeks before the exam, I stopped studying pretty much. And that was like very taboo, I feel like, and a lot of people I was talking to were still studying, but obviously like feel yourself, but I felt like I could not study anymore. And those weeks where I like took to reset and like just get ready and calm myself down, I think are the reason I passed the bar. So feel it out. But there's so many people who have messaged me and been like, I feel so burnt out, like I can't study anymore, like what do I do? And just know that's so normal. You have been studying for 7 days a week, 8 hours a day for 2 months. It's of course very normal to feel like you cannot study anymore, and give yourself grace. And at this point, like, you know what you know pretty much, and it's such a weird exam. You're never going to have any subject down. You had 15 subjects or whatever that you have to memorize. Like, you're not going to have them like all memorized. You know what you know, and it's more important to go and just feeling calm. For some peace of mind, I will say that the 2 MEEs I chose to not focus on were trust and property, and those were both essay questions on the bar, and I wrote like 2 sentences for each, and I still passed. So you're going to be fine. And I always would hate when people would be like, oh, like, well, if you don't pass, you can take it again. Yeah, that's like not something you want to hear when you're about to take the bar. You're going to pass. It's fine. I promise you will pass. And if you don't, we can talk about that later, but like, you're going to pass and it's going to be fine. Just take a deep breath. If I can pass, you can pass, and it's going to go great. And I'm wishing everyone taking the bar the best of luck, and I love you so much. Guy I low-key like has a girlfriend, and she is not a good person, but also she reminds me of me, sort of. I don't know.
That's tricky.
Bestie, I would probably just leave that situation right now. Not one part of that sounds good. First of all,
never good.
like if he has a girlfriend, like you would never, no matter what the situation is, you would never in that position want someone to like imagine you had a boyfriend and then like another girl, like you don't want to be that girl.
It's never good. Yeah.
Like it's not good karma, whether the girl's terrible or not or whatever. There's just so many men in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need one with a girlfriend who reminds you of you. That's
yeah.
That's a lot.
Enough said right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That was really.
You have anything else to say?
I just don't think it's ever gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of men in the world, and maybe later on if it's meant to be, but right now I would just move right on past it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm 21 and have never been in a relationship. I feel like I'll never experience young romance.
This is so normal.
There's just to make you feel comforted, like we're scrolling through the Q&A right now because we're trying to like get in as many as we can because there's a lot of similar ones. There are so many in this advice column saying like, I'm still a virgin at like whatever age, or like I've never had a boyfriend. Like, don't feel alone because it's so normal and it's becoming more and more and more normal. I think like it's so weird because like our grandparents got married when they were 15. It's just like it's getting so much more normal, and like I don't know, times are tough. It's no reflection of you. I actually, if it makes you feel better, I too have been feeling like men have been influencing my own reflection of myself, and like I've been feeling so like ugh lately, but like it has nothing to do with you. Like good, if you wanted to go lose your virginity tomorrow, you could. If you wanted to get a boyfriend tomorrow, you could. But you're choosing not to.
You want like your person.
Yeah.
You don't just want a boyfriend.
I lost my virginity to a random man in a tent. Do I like completely regret it? No, but something like it's just like what? Like you don't.
Yeah, I feel like the tricky part there, because I have a lot of close friends in this situation, is that they almost feel like the further it gets that they should just, get it over with someone. But you should do what feels right for you.
Yeah.
If you want someone that loves you to be this person that you do this with, or your first boyfriend and whatever, then keep waiting. It will come. It will happen.
It will.
You.
Everyone has. Yeah.
And you shouldn't feel shameful for wanting that. Like that's a very normal thing to want, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's great advice. But like also, yeah, if you do want to just get it over with, there's nothing wrong with that too. Like I said, I got it over with to get it over with, and I have like I don't like every day be like, oh, why did I don't think about it. Like I'm just like, oh, like whatever. Like it's just like whatever you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
0 roster. Me too. Genuinely right now, I went from having about 5 people in my roster to 0. Of course, Surfer Boy stays in my roster, but it's just a tough situation right now. But I mean, how are you feeling with your roster?
Pretty slim.
If it makes you feel better too, like last week or 2 weekends ago, maybe 3, I don't know, a few weekends ago, I think I told you about this already, but I was trying to get people on my roster, so I was like on Hinge, on Raya, going through all my old matches, like following people on Instagram, DMing people left and right. I was like, I've got to get guys on my roster. Do you want to know how many people responded?
How many?
1. And I'm not joking. I sent like 30 messages.
Who responded?
Someone who's already been in my life.
Oh, I see. I really want to break no contact after 5 months because I really miss him, but I don't want him to think that I'm chasing after him or dying for him, even though I am. We had crazy attachments to one another, but I've broken no contact once before, and I don't know if it's right for me to do it again, because for sure he'll think that I'm still hung up on him. Would love any advice as to if I should break no contact or just hope he will at some point. Okay.
We both have been through this, but you've been through this very recently.
Is something that hits a little too close to home for me. Yes, my summer romance of last year, which, by the way, I feel absolutely nothing towards. I can say that very confidently.
No, this was actually great. Actually, this was great for you. This happened.
Actually, you know what? Life is too short. Yeah. Maybe just break it, even though I was just going to say you shouldn't. I'm going to message
Surfer Boy right now.
Because then when he rejects you, not that I'm salty and saying he will, but it happened to me. If he rejects you, or if he answers positively, that's your answer, I guess. That was a joke. I was mostly being salty, but no, it kind of just shows like, I mean, if they haven't reached out in 5 months, why are you reaching out? I don't know. I could ask myself the same question.
But like, you want to get out of your system.
Yeah.
Sometimes my thing is,
But you told me, like, it's good that I just got it out of my system.
This is not necessarily good advice, but sometimes what gets me over men is harassing them until they just never respond to me again. So, for example, my last situationship, who I was hung up with on years, who's like the worst, not who you're thinking of, someone else.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. I like, whatever. Basically, we'd been talking again, and then I texted him when I had like actually a serious conversation to have, and he never responded. And now I'm like, holy hell, you're the worst. Like, it's just like, and like, honestly, like with every man I've ever gotten over, it took me harassing them until they never responded
until you're
again.
Just like, ugh. No, and at some point you're like, okay, I don't like them anymore.
That's why I'm like, should I message
also,
Surfer Boy or just call him tonight?
Honestly, maybe we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
but
I just don't know if he's back yet.
The other thing I was gonna say about this situation with you is that, like, why aren't you talking? Like, if you're not talking, there's probably a reason.
Yeah.
And I feel like just going down that road, like, very rarely ends up being how you want it to go.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, this is because I'm coming off of like a little bit of a salty thing,
well,
but also like it
did
just
message him.
Who? My situation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying I like.
No, you just didn't add that part in. You messaged him and he didn't respond, and that made you feel better. Now, like, that's why you're over it now.
Now I'm like, okay,
That's
I
what
get
I'm
it
saying,
loud
like,
and clear,
that
but like
helped you.
most likely that is what's going to happen. Or you'll rekindle, which would be amazing. But then it's like, why haven't they reached out?
Just message and see what happens. Who cares? They respond or they don't.
Yeah.
I'm messaging Surfer Boy tonight.
As long as you're... oh my god, that La Cabana shot is really...
No, I mean, why wouldn't I?
No, I know. It's
Seriously.
so true. And it's just like...
Should I text him right now?
Yeah. Just for the podcast. Just do it. What are you going to say?
I don't know. Guys, the last thing I said was...
Oh, come on. Just do it.
Ugh. The last thing I said was, I cannot stop thinking about you. I cannot wait for you to be back. Do you feel the same way?
And he didn't answer. What would you say? Are you back yet?
The problem is I saw his story today. That was like last day. It's too much.
Okay, yeah, no, just wait.
It's too much.
But it would get you to realize, like, oh, maybe I should stop liking him, or it would get him to respond, and you'd be like, oh, okay, well, now I can like him again.
I know. I could just send him a GIF.
No, gifts never. He doesn't respond well to gifts.
No one responds well to gifts.
Yeah. I don't know. Point being, life is too short. If you want to message him, just message him.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna message Surfer Boy.
Like, as long as you don't. My sister actually told me that was absolutely awful advice that both you and Jamie told me to message him because it looks so embarrassing for me. And I'm like, okay, this is why I don't talk to you about these things.
You already did it too.
No, I know. I'm just saying she told me that.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe you let them tell you that you should do that. And I was like, well, I wanted to anyway. But she was like, that's so embarrassing for you that you're double messaging him. And I'm like, okay, well.
Hey, I triple, quadruple message.
We're just kind of in that era.
And it usually works.
When did it work last for you?
With Surfer Boy. Until he didn't, but I'll message him again right now, and I just think he's traveling. But it sometimes works.
Okay, yep.
You just have to do it in a cool girl mentality.
Hey, if they like you, yeah.
It's all about your energy.
Do I tell my boyfriend that my ex reached out? I didn't respond and blocked him.
I don't think there's any point.
Yeah, literally no point.
It's just like that'll stir up drama for like no reason. Like,
if you actually just didn't respond and blocked him, I really don't think there's a point unless you feel like you should.
If you want to, go ahead, but I don't think you have to.
And then just gonna like make him insecure in his head a bit.
Been in a long distance 4-year situation, still haven't met though. Has it been too long? This is like Catfish.
This is crazy.
I mean, I'm not saying you're being catfish. That's just like something that happens on Catfish. How crazy.
Yeah, 4 years. Wow.
Bestie.
Do you have plans? Like, do you ever bring up meeting?
I think you've got to.
You've got to meet.
We need more details. Like, have you discussed meeting?
Yeah. No, I think you absolutely have to meet.
Shh.
It's either your soulmate or not.
Secretly back with my ex and no friends/family know, and I've been lying /too. Scared to admit we're back. I've been there before.
Haven't we all?
We've all been there. It's hard. I mean, I feel like I've never heard a success story from any situation like this before.
Yeah.
But I think, like, your friends and family, like, they're not going to love to hear it, it sounds like, but it's better.
That they know.
They know. Like, for so many reasons, because, like, you want support and, like, they love you no matter what. Maybe they don't think it's, like, the best for you, but it feels much better to tell them. So I would just tell them and be careful.
Yeah, I mean, that's just never a good sign. I would just tell them. At least your closest friends. Or just someone, at least.
Yeah,
so you don't
let
feel
someone know. Because it's so isolating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so
much going on.
Ducky and Luna and Ducky and Ducky and Ducky and Ducky.
There's
God damn it. If you're thinking of getting a puppy, really think about it. Holy hell.
There's a dude who sends me creepy emails to my work email all the time, and I'm so nervy. It's not funny. I'm just like, maybe you should block him.
Yeah, I would definitely block him. I think
work email, that's like too far.
That's really creepy. Okay. Confession time. Yeah. And we can carry on. We'll carry on this advice column for next week's episode because this was fun.
Please help. Please read. Hi, Kelly and Celia. I'm writing because I'm in desperate need of guidance. Basically, I casually dated this guy by the way, we haven't read this at all. This is the first time we're reading it. Basically, I casually dated this guy last fall, and while we were together, he didn't treat me very well. He was going through some serious mental health stuff and recognized he needed help. So we took our spring semester, this sounds just like your ex, of college off and has been backpacking. I've been having a really difficult time. It's not funny. It's just reminding me of her ex.
My ex.
I've been having a really difficult time moving on. I think because our relationship never formally ended. That is the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like, obviously it ended because he's been away, but we never had a conversation about it. And we also would make a lot of jokes about us dating when he got back. He's apologized multiple times for the way he treated me, and he has said things about making it up to me and showing me he's learned from his mistakes. We still talk pretty regularly, even though we have not seen each other in 6 months. I just don't know what to do because on one hand, I feel like I need to move on, and I've been trying to for months, but also he just keeps popping back into my life, and I think there is a chance we may date again. It's not like I'm waiting for him. I've had crushes since and went on a bad Hinge diet last week, but I still think about him all the time and have strong feelings for him. Of course you do. You dated for a while. I definitely have trust issues from him and get really anxious about him coming back to college after being away because I'm scared he'll hurt me again. I don't know. Everything is just all over the place and I really need to know what to do. Please, 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 please help. Love the podcast and your content so much.
Bestie, I've been almost in this identical situation before. Mm-hmm. My ex had to leave college to take time for himself. And I will just say that, like, it's never, I don't want to say it's never going to work, but, like, when there's that much, like, I don't want to call it drama. My ex was dealing with, like, mental health issues, so it was, like, a little different, but, like, sounds kind of similar here. Like, it's, like, I know you want to be there with him and, like, help him and fix him, but there's so much damage already to the relationship, and it's hard to move forward from that, and especially when this person has so much going on in their life. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, you were dating and you were together and they were there for you too, but it's almost like, for me, I felt like I had to put my whole all into just making sure they were okay, and it almost takes away from, like, caring about yourself or it's not an equal relationship.
What I was just thinking out of that, like, my main takeaway is the fact that you didn't even have a conversation about your relationship when he left. That's really not okay to you or fair to you. That's very selfish.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just all about him and you don't need that in your life.
Of course, it's, like, really hard when there is no closure, but I feel like that
there's
is
never
enough.
Closure though. Like,
that's
honestly,
what I'm saying. Like, that is enough to show you how someone's treated you.
The whole, like, needing to go, like, meet up with an ex for closure, and I've done it so many times. But you don't get closure. Like, closure is not real. Closure comes from within.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, you're kind of waiting around to be there for them while they're kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That just doesn't feel fair in my mind.
I agree.
It's obviously very hard to get over, but I think for your own personal sake, I would try.
Well, I love you, bestie, and I really feel for you. And it's, if you want to talk more, you can message us.
Yeah. Callie literally went through this, like, exact situation.
I did. But that shot and a half is really getting to me. I think I need to go to sleep. So I love you so much, and we will see you next week. I think we'll continue on the advice column. We're going to batch tomorrow because I'll be gone at home. But if you want us to do that, let us know. If not, it'll be too late anyway because it'll already be recorded.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
we love love you so much, and we will see you next Friday.
Hot TGIF.
Happy weekend.
Bye.